So I'm Dr. Ned Kalin. I'm the chair of the Psychiatry department here at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. I have a lifelong dedication to working with folks who are suffering from psychiatric problems. Most of my work is in the area of depression and anxiety, and I do a lot of research trying to understand why some people are more vulnerable to stress and why others are less vulnerable to stress, and how it is that some children actually develop problems early in life and what we can do to really try to help kids that are vulnerable with these types of problems. I think it's important to keep in mind that for all of us, there are some tips that we can think of about how we can better enjoy the holidays and reduce the levels of stress and hopefully some of the frustrations or anxieties or even depressed feelings that we have. But for more vulnerable populations, I think some of these things are even more important. So people that do struggle with depression or struggle with anxiety problems that are clinically significant, it's really important to keep in mind some of the things that I'll be mentioning. So with all that in mind, some of the things that I think about are, first of all, being realistic about expectations. And so not setting expectations too high about this is going to be an amazing, blissful experience, but rather they're going to be really positive things that are going to happen, and there are going to be some things that are going to be difficult or stressful, perhaps, that will happen. So realistic expectations about what might happen. Taking time out to make sure that each of us take care of ourselves all the time, but especially during this period, it's important, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in the activities, we sort of let some of the other things slide that maybe we've been doing all along, or if we haven't been doing all along, we should think about it. So for example, regular exercise is really important. Taking time to perhaps meditate or to be alone or just to unwind or decompress. Each of us have our own different ways of doing that, and some of us do more of that than others, but this is a great time to think about what can I be doing to take care of myself. And then I think there's also the getting back to the reality of all of this is, and this is related to expectations, is allowing yourself to not just have to be happy, but allowing yourself to experience the full range of emotions, whatever they are, that come up for you during this time. And so, yes, you're going to be excited to see your brother or sister that you haven't seen for a while, but also you're going to be sad when you think about the fact that grandma or your mother or your sister is not with us anymore, and wouldn't it have been wonderful if she or he could have been there to celebrate this with us. And so the admixture of all these feelings, both positive and negative, it's important to honor those feelings and to not shut down the negative feelings. I think it's important to allow yourself to experience those as well. So I guess to summarize again, what I think is important is keeping expectations realistic, enjoying those moments that are really positive, allowing ourselves to also experience some of the sadness that might emerge, and even some of the frustrations that we might feel. Realizing that when lots of family members are in one small space, that it can be joyous, but it also can activate old patterns of behavior and aggravations and everything else. And at those times, being mindful of that, countering some of that by taking time for ourselves to really engage in things that are restorative, mostly related to, again, this range of physical activity to meditative practices, I think can be really helpful as well.